Hello, welcome to Simsmart's online sessions. And here for the mandala art, before we start, I would like to mention some of the material what we are going to use for the first session. So, I want you all to use the grid paper, or if you're not finding any grid paper, you can go ahead and buy the graph sheet. That is very important because we are going to do some symmetrical designs. Initially, I want you all to practice in this and then only move ahead with a plain sheet. Or if you're still not finding any of these, take a scale and a pencil and draw the lines. And the pen, what I want you to use is the fine tip pens. I have showed you multiple number of pens. You can use any of them. Or if you're not finding anything right now and you want to do right away, go ahead, take a pencil and start practicing. No issues. But otherwise, for a mandala art to come properly, a fine tip pen is always very important. So we have lot many options in the market. You can choose whichever you're comfortable with. And please do subscribe, like and share with all your art lover friends if you like this video, because we are going to make a complete tutorial of mandala, and step by step we are going to start with the basic strokes, and I'm going to make you all do a lot many basic strokes even before we start the main mandala projects. Now coming to the 11th stroke, so already previous session we have done 10 different basic strokes a pattern. Now in the 11th stroke we will make sure we will try to learn something like the vertical strokes. So in these vertical strokes I want you to observe again that in each block or in each grid there are 4 lines only. So try to maintain this consistency. So in previous session also I have mentioned what this consistency means. In every line whatever you are doing, make sure you're doing equal number of lines. So here and there, even if you go wrong, nobody can identify your mistakes other than yourselves. So this consistency is always very important. Now observe in this 12th one also, what I'm going to do is, first we are going to do the up and lower lines, and then in each grid a slant line is there in the form of a hill. So this is how our 12th stroke or the pattern is there. And now what I mainly want you all to observe is that inside each hill, now I'm going to draw the vertical lines, and then now observe on the right there are 3 strokes, again on the left I'm maintaining the 3 strokes, again observe 3 and 3. So this consistency is very important. So if you observe keenly, you can see that my lines are not exactly very symmetric to each other. One line I am drawing a little near and one line I am drawing a little far. So that is very natural to anyone. But then, since you are maintaining the consistency, that is maintaining equal number of lines, what exactly happens is, other than yourself, no one else can find your mistake. So that is the main reason why I am going on stressing on this point. So kindly note it down. This is a very important point. Now we will move on to the 13th stroke. Observe that I have left 2 different blocks and then did a horizontal lines. Now here if you observe, up to one line my stroke is proper vertical, and then only I have started the curve line. So this again maintains a very beautiful equal look. So up to one grid it is just vertical, and only after that I have done the curve lines. So that's how you're gonna maintain it. And then the vertical lines I have just done it. So understand, these are some of the basic things you have to remember. Now even these dots which I am keeping, so one dot is exactly on the middle of 2 grids, and the other 2 are inside the grids, approximately in the middle of an individual grid. So this again, now if you see on the left there are 2 vertical lines I have done, and on the right again 2 vertical lines. So kind of these small points, once again I'm just repeating, so you will just keep this in mind. So these small points actually makes a lot of difference. So this is how the equality or the symmetry is actually maintained. So try to understand these points again and again, and practice till you get it. Yeah, these other dots also, if you understand, exactly in between two dots, one more dot is placed. That is how I have just extended all the dots. So in between every two dots, there is one dot which I am actually placing. Mark it the same way. And one more important point is that these small dots, whatever I am doing, are a little smaller when compared to the middle vertical line. So that will actually differentiate a little, very different, very hardly any difference. But this small difference can make a little, major difference while you're doing. Now let's move on to the next stroke. These are 14th stroke or the 14th basic pattern. So in this pattern, again what we are going to do is we are going to just draw the lower line and observe that similar to the 13th one. So up to one grid vertical line is done, and then a little curve more than compared to the 13th one, it's a little more sharper and curved. So this is something what I want you to all to add it up. And then observe that these small lines are just, if you can see, I just put some two dots. So can you do the same thing? So in between a grid, I just added a small dots and then I have done it. That will help you get it a very equally beautiful outlines. So observe that in between each grid, exactly in between I have placed a dot. So you are also supposed to do the same thing if you want to get the equality or a symmetry. And then this is very important. Please understand how I am doing. This is the middle one. It is a middle petal which I am doing. And then observe that on the right, 3 petals I have done. Now here what I want you all to observe is that it is each and every petal is touching the outline. So you have to make sure you get exactly 3 petals on the right and exactly 3 petals on the left, because that is how you are gonna get a very beautiful outline. Otherwise you will not get a symmetry. If you end up doing 4 petals on the left and 3 petals on the right, your final look will not look good. So that is some of the points which are very important to note down. If possible, just note these points in some notes or something, because these play a very major role. Now see here, when I am doing the filling, here you will understand why exactly I am stressing on these points. So while filling also, now these all whatever lines you are doing, they become a little small. The petals look a little smaller. Always remember that when compared to the plain ones without the filling one. So always you have to make sure your each and every petal is touching to the border. See how symmetry they look. Why do you think they look so symmetry? Because the first petal what we did is exactly in the middle, and then the right petals and the left petals are almost equally placed. If you look very keenly, there are some minor mistakes which I have done, but they are not even seen. They are very negligible. Especially when we are doing mandala and it's a huge project, who can identify such minor mistakes? It will be very negligible. So this is a very important pattern. I want you all to practice at least 5 times. Even though you are good at it, just practice more times so you will become perfect at it. Now coming to the 15th pattern. Once again we'll start with the horizontal lines like previously. And here what I am doing is again the hills. But if you observe the hills, it's a little longer hills when compared to the previous ones. So it's just I am going 2 blocks up. Previously in the 12th one, we just went 1 block up, but here 2 blocks up. But now you observe that up to 1 block height, I have done a smaller triangle. Now this smaller triangle is exactly in the middle. it starts from the middle and not from the corner. Now after this step, again the same triangle is on the upper side. So this triangle, if you see, the tip of the triangle is touching the middle line in between the two grids. Please understand this point. All the small triangles, they are almost touching the middle line. Now coming to the filling part, and this filling part I have done in such a way that I did slant lines. So in each one I have done like 3 or 4 slant lines, but then somehow I was not really happy with this stroke, and what I have done is I have just filled it up. So frankly speaking, the 15th stroke I want you all to just fill it up. Don't do any strokes, because previously for the 11th, 12th and 13th we have already done the slant fillings. So just do a complete solid filling over here. So with this, my friends, we are done with total of 15 basic strokes or 15 basic patterns, and all these 15 basic patterns, please be perfect at them before moving on to the 16th pattern. Now coming to the 16th stroke or the 16th pattern, again we are going to draw the horizontal lines leaving 2 blocks, that is the 2 grid blocks, and then we are going to start. Here in this particular pattern, I am not going up to one grid height or something. Very randomly I am just doing the curve strokes. So it's up to you. If you want to do it this way, do it, or else if you want to do like previously, up to 1 grid height you want to do straight and then give a slant, it's still okay. It's totally up to you how you want to do. Now this second stroke, similarly like how we have done the mountain stroke, we're exactly gonna end it near the after 1 grid height. So this is something I want you all to notice. And finally a very small curve. Now here understand that again these vertical lines are over the grid lines, and once you are done with that, only the other minor lines you are gonna do. And you can see that 2 each I am doing. On the left there are 2, on the right there are 2. So this is how you're gonna do it. Don't start like 5 in between, don't do that. First draw the main vertical line and then only give the strokes on the left and the right. So that is how you're gonna do, and that is how you're gonna pattern them up. So these all play really very major roles in giving a symmetric look. And finally, wherever you want to do the filling, see, this filling is totally up to you. And I want you all to observe one more thing, is that again in between these I have done the vertical lines, and then again once again observe that on the right I am giving some strokes. I guess some 6 strokes I have given. So I'll maintain that consistency and give again 6 strokes on the left. 6 or 7, nearly 1 stroke here and there is still okay all time. Sometimes what happens is we tend to leave a little more gap, so that place you just fill it up with 1 more stroke, still okay. So that is how we are going to maintain the symmetry everywhere. Now coming to the 17th stroke, the same horizontal lines I have done, and now observe that I have used literally 3 grids width, and then I am gonna draw this. Now in this also you observe that up to 1 grid height I am doing a vertical line, and the rest of it only I have curved it. So that is how you are gonna maintain it. So 1 grid height only, and then this inner curve you observe that I just use 1 grid in it. So even though here and there I went a little crooked, it's hardly seen, it's very negligible. So you also try to do it. You'll also go here and there crooked. It's still okay. Just try it how much ever you want. But understand that up to one point, go a little vertical. Now similarly, like previously how we have learned that petal strokes, the same way we are gonna do. And here go a little random. Same first stroke will be the middle vertical stroke, and on the right and on the left I have given 3 petal strokes. But here the petal strokes, as we are going down, they become a little bigger, and this becomes a little asymmetry here and there, so be a little careful while giving these strokes. So similarly, all the three blocks I have given the same way, and finally what I am gonna do is the filling part. And like I mentioned previously, the pattern is totally up to you. You can just go more creative, it's still okay. However you want to do, you can just go ahead and do it. And finally do some fillings. These fillings, what happens is this fillings actually enhances the look of your designs, so that's why I personally prefer very beautiful fillings. So these are very basic filling patterns which I'm teaching you, but later on we will go more depth also. So I'm still telling this is still the beginning. And do the filling as neatly as possible, and make sure you will not enter the petals. So that is again very important. You have to use a very fine tip and try to do the fillings. That's the main reason why we actually use a fine tips also. And also one more thing is, if at all there is major filling, you can always use sketch pens or anything a little fatter pens, and you can just go and use different kind of pens, no problem. But since we are just practicing and we are just beginning in the beginning, I want you all to use a thin pen or a thin tip pen for sure, or a pencil. If you are doing also, make sure you sharpen the pencil and do it. So that's how we are gonna fill all the above, all the strokes, all the petals, everything. We're just gonna fill it up. Coming to the 18th stroke, similarly we are going to do the vertical lines first and then the curve lines later, like how we have done previously. The same thing, so I don't want to repeat the same thing again and again. Understand the stroke. Now you yourself understand how I am doing, and then get the stroke properly. And once you're done with this is again similar to the same petal technique what we have done previously. So here is just a little minor change. Now from here all the patterns you'll have little minor changes in each pattern. So just what I want you all to do is understand the difference in each of every pattern what I am doing, and maybe seeing these patterns you can always go ahead and try your own patterns also, and understand where I am highlighting or where I am shading. All that I want you all to understand and do it. And here in these petals also, what exact difference I am doing, try to understand that. Now this is something which we already did, the middle petal. And once we are done with the middle petal, middle thin petal, and then we are gonna do the other petals. So here again I have done 3 right petals and 3 left petals. So similar way I'm gonna repeat all this and do the filling. Now coming to the 19th stroke, observe that the horizontal lines what I am doing is exactly 3 grid height. So you have to understand these heights also whenever I am doing, and the vertical lines what I am doing is 2 grid height. So first I am going to do all the vertical lines and then I am going to do the curve lines. Like previously only how we have done is the same thing, but for you all to understand more well, I have just done this part. So understand that I have done 2 grid height vertical lines and then added the curve lines or the hill lines above. Now this thing when you do, you can do directly also, like first vertical and then curve and then go to the next pattern also, no problem, or you can do like how I have done it. Now these inner lines also I am doing the same way, just 1 or 2 mm distance I have done in the inner side I have done the lines, and then once again I am doing the hill lines. So this way you're gonna do the whole basic pattern. So after you're done with the middle one is almost 1 grid height. So after that the petal vertical lines I have done, the vertical petals I have done, and on the right 4 petals and on the left 4 petals. And observe one more thing while doing the petals. All the petals are a little slant and are a little facing upwards. So understand these minor detailing also I want you all to understand. Now here, since I have made a little fat, see how I am correcting? You can go ahead and correct it like that, no problem. So once again I want you all to observe that on the right and on the left 4 petals I am doing, and each petal is a little upward direction. So these also I want you all to understand, and then do the regular filling. Now finally coming to the 20th stroke. Now observe that again it is two grid height and the vertical lines up to almost the first grid height and then the curve or the heel stroke. So you're gonna finish this, and this 20th stroke I want you all to concentrate a little more because it's a little tricky, and how different it is from the 19th stroke we'll just observe it. So here instead of a single line we are gonna draw a double line in the middle. That is exactly a little left and a little right to that of the vertical grid line. So be very careful while doing such lines because you don't want to end up giving a fat line for one and a thin line for other one. So you have to maintain that. After that is done, now observe that I am giving slant lines, approximately 4 lines on the right and 4 lines on the left. So these also be very careful while giving and approximately equidistant each other. So that is also very important here. And I'll exactly tell you why I'm telling you equidistance and maintain very try to be very careful in this point. I'll even tell you why I'm doing that. Now observe that after these strokes, first do the filling of the inner lines. So be very careful while doing this. Once again, we are actually filling the vertical double line. Now this is something what I want you all to concentrate very well while I am doing it. Understand that. Can you see that I am just curving each and every corner of it? I am not doing anything else. I am just curving it. Like how we do the petal ends, I am just curving it a little so that it looks like a fake leaves. Like previously we have actually done the leaf outline, but here what we did is we just did the vertical lines and then just in the corner we just curving it. And during this curving thing, if you feel that there are some white gaps or something, just go back and fill them up. Now see, in the third block I am doing, it's a third leaf I am doing. Understand how I am just curving them. I hope you understand where I am exactly curving. Now I am on the fourth one. See how on the left side I have curved, now I have come on the right side. Slowly I am just curving the borders. So this will give a very beautiful look at the end, and this will also make your picture, your pattern look very symmetry. So with this we are done with 20 basic strokes of patterns, and further also I'll make you do more basic strokes and a little advanced strokes and patterns as well. And I want you all to practice all this at least some 5 to 6 times each and get a very good grip before we move on to the third session. So that's it for now, and see you in the next session. Bye.